Hello, and welcome to another episode of Rose Guns Days. It's Thursday, and I didn't forget this time or think it was Thursday yesterday or any of that nonsense. Like, I actually am aware of what time and day it is. For once. Wow. Um, yeah. Today is the big day. It's happening. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is happening. The big showdown with Caleb and the Primavera crew, and I'm hyped. I hope that it'll happen. Thank you for the save reminder, Cat. Hello, how are you? Um, yeah, we might see Caleb get taken down today. We might not. Um, I don't know what's going. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm very excited. Cannot wait. There's something. Oh, okay. Right. Rose is gonna be Caleb's thorn. Damn. It's very appropriate for the whole everything. Let's see. How do I normally do? Okay. I didn't actually forget. I'm just trying to get all my ducks in order, you know? Get them all in a row. Starting with duck number one. Um, sorry, I just raised my voice all of a sudden. Content warning. Duck number one. Content warning for this game as a whole. Not necessarily this episode, I keep forgetting to say that. But I guess the thing later. Yeah, okay, no, we're good. Once I'm done with the whole. You know, the whole song and dance, then it'll make sense. If you're new here. If you are new here, I would suggest not being here because today's gonna be very spoilery if you do want to experience the story from the beginning. So, with that said, content warning for violence, gun violence, racism, sexual content including references to assault, misogyny, alcohol abuse, characters dealing with trauma and depression, and since I've never played this game before, I don't know what's going to happen with each individual episode that we do. As a result, I cannot give more detailed content warnings. If you want more detailed content warnings per episode, go to my YouTube page. If more details and more warnings are necessary as a result of which, you know, we find out over the course of an episode, I add them to the description before I upload the video. So those will actually line up with what happens in the episode. If there's nothing in the description, you're good. There's no extra information needed. Alright. Duck number two. Yeah, I'm on this duck thing now, sorry. Summary. Last time, the Primavera crew made its move. They snuck in to the Primavera building, worked together with the girls there to basically take down all the thugs in there and kidnap Amanda in order to lure Caleb out of hiding, because they all assume that he's going to save her. And yeah, he probably is going to try. Meanwhile, Leo, Rose, and Wayne are hanging out in a motel near one of the places where they know Caleb hides frequently. Rather frequently, they know one of his hiding spots. I forget exactly why they picked this one, but basically they wait there until they get word that he's there, and then they make their move. And last episode ended with Caleb leaving to go and save Amanda, and them moving in to intercept the man and his goons. So, today's it. It's It's C Day, Caleb Day. I've said this like the last 3 episodes have been like, oh, maybe today's the day they take him down, and it hasn't. So, who knows? Yeah, see, you got it. Sorry, that was terrible. Yeah, because more buddies. They did call it D-Day themselves last episode at some point, I think, or the one before that. I like mine better. But yeah, it's time for an actual confrontation. I'm gonna test if my tea has cooled down enough first. Nope, it hasn't. Because, yeah, it's finally cold enough for tea again. Which hopefully will make talking a little easier for me. Rose had Leo and Wayne behind her. You drink coffee during the summer? So do I. I drink coffee whenever. But not tea for some reason. There's no rhyme or reason to that. I only drink tea in winter or in autumn. Okay. Rose had Leo and Wayne behind her, while Caleb had Miguel and his guards behind him. They slowly walked towards each other. Then, with a suitable gap between them, they stopped and faced each other. If this were the era of swords, they would surely have stood about 2 meters apart. However, in the era of guns, the gap had grown to 20 meters. Even so, for these people fighting for the throne of the underworld, it was certainly close enough. Hey, Rose. Long time no see. How have you been doing? How about you? Well, you know. I'm already at this age. Amanda's son is safe. I see. Thank you. Don't tell me you came here just to say that. We share the bond of having declared war on each other. That's right. We are in a war. Why do we have to fight? Both of us are after the same thing, aren't we? The bond of war. No. Our methods are different. Your methods are misguided. Because of them, many of our countrymen have suffered. I wanted to save our countrymen as quickly as possible. You were too hasty. So, you weren't able to save anyone. So, are you saying you can do something about it? I am. My methods will save and guide our countrymen. A good answer. So, what will you do? New music? Is it? I'll take control of the City 23 underworld. Oh? I'll bear the brunt to protect our countrymen. So I can show that I'm prepared to get my hands dirty for the sake of our countrymen. You realize that the underworld's filled with nothing but snakes, right? Even the people helping you, like Butler and Meiji, are all bastards. All of them think of nothing but themselves. They're only helping you for now because it helps further their own aims. That's what they're all like. If only you really could protect your countrymen by sucking up to people like Butler and Meiji. True. I understand. The captain and Meiji-san are taking my side because it's convenient for their respective camps. Did you think a lady of the evening like me would fail to notice that? The occupying forces were spurring on Rose's group to make everyone forget about the large sum of money they received from Caleb. Chinatown was plotting to strengthen its influence in City 23 by nominating Rose as its new ruler after Caleb. Rose understood all of this. The world of ladies of the evening is filled with people plotting, gossiping, and acting friendly when the person in question is nearby. A world filled with snakes is only natural. Did you really think that I, someone who is, after all, the madam, wouldn't know that? You've gotten tough, Rose. The times changed the moment the war ended. In the next era, Japan will have to live in the gap between America and China, trying to get along with both sides. If we stand in opposition to both sides, or even if we try to curry favor with just one side, we'll eventually be crushed. Just like you. Damn. And you think you can protect Japan? Protect your homeland for your countrymen, while wedged between those two sides? I will do it. And you think you have the aptitude to do it? I don't know. No. I don't have the arrogance to claim that I do. But now, I have to do it. When someone more talented than me appears, I'll pass on the title of madam to them. So, in the same way, I want you to step down from your position and hand it over to me. Are you telling me to retire? That's right. Doesn't sound so bad. I reckon I've been feeling worn out enough lately. It'd be nice to push everything onto you and retire. In that case, I'd better give you a farewell present. Caleb-san. The criminal underworld's a world of men. You can't just hand the crown over to someone else like a king. You need a legend of how you took the top seat in this town in my place. Isn't that it, Leo? Leo and Wayne, who had been standing behind Rose, stepped in front of her. At the same time, Miguel and the guards stepped in front of Caleb. Sorry, I'm actually hyped, and it's hard to read this really seriously when I know that I sound like I'm grinning like an idiot, because I am. This is it's very tense and very cool, and I'm genuinely so excited. It's the big, yes, exactly, the big showdown. I want to entrust this city to my boss. Your eyes say that Rose is more fitting for that job than I am. That's right. Why? Let's hear what you have to say. Because we're soldiers. We can fight according to someone else's orders, but we can't create a cause worth fighting for. Are you saying I've been overambitious, trying to surpass my limits? That's right. So now, you can relax. Caleb, get to the elevator while we stall them. Barricade yourself in the suite floor and buy time until we can call for reinforcements. Since they had bumped into each other in the lobby, Miguel guessed that they had support waiting behind the hotel. If so, they may be stuck in a dead end, but going back to the suite floor and holding up until support came was their best option. I'll do that. It's not right for a king to throw away his throne and stagger around. Caleb-san, is it really necessary for us to fight? I told you, this is a parting gift. Instead of the Battle of Okehazama, this will be the surprise attack of Belton Plaza Hotel. A new legend of how Madame Rose personally defeated the tyrant Father Caleb and took the throne of the underworld for herself. If you take that legend as a crown, then even the opportunists among the bosses will know who their new king is. Man has a point. If Caleb resigned easily, it would probably cause uprisings among the powerful bosses over who would become his successor. However, if there were a proper ceremony to mark the transfer of kingship, those bosses wouldn't be able to complain. In the criminal underworld, the change of kings would never end except with the scent of blood and gunsmoke. We're coming, Caleb. Be my guest, Leo Shishigami. Caleb, run to the elevator on my signal. Like we'd let you get away. You owe us too much that you haven't paid back. Hey there, Wayne. I didn't realize you were even here. All the other actors were just so much more impressive. Bastard. I understand, Caleb-san. That's what I came here prepared to do. Perfect. That's a good expression you've got on your face. Just like my dead wife. Okay, Caleb. The elevator, which had been summoned by one of the guards pushing the button without turning around, slowly approached one man. He really has recently been bringing up his dead wife a lot. It's, a little weird every time he says it, because he says, not like, ah yes, my beloved wife, God rest her soul, or something along those lines. No, it's my wife who is also dead. Like, the emphasis is so much on the dead part, it's weird. That is all we know about his wife, though, I think, aside from, like, moments where he's compared her to someone. And then when he does that, it's always kind of really generic, like, we don't know in what way it reminds him of his dead wife, just that it does. We don't know a goddamn thing about this dead wife. He might not even have a dead wife. This might be I don't know, it might be some sort of psychological warfare. It would, if that's what it is, if he's like saying like, oh well, soon you'll be dead, like my wife. Like if it's sort of if it's something like that, frankly, that would be a lot more badass than whatever the hell he's got going on now. And maybe that is what he's doing, but I don't know. So far, he's been acting as if he thinks he's going to lose. And he may be losing his marbles. And I'm also really sorry for continuing to ramble while this noise is repeating in the background. It's driving me a little crazy. So I'm gonna move on. The display showing its progress looked like an hourglass, or maybe a fuse. It's like white noise. Oh, it's like the opposite to me. Both Leo's group and Miguel's group, sweat on their foreheads, tried to measure the proper moment to pull out their weapons. Though swords had been replaced by guns, the careful way of measuring distance remained unchanged in duels between men. Oh, thank goodness. Slowly, the elevator approached. Oh shit. Oh no, it's Meryl. I wasn't ready.
What? What's going on?
An explosion rang out, and Primavera shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. Meryl, let's give up this place and retreat to the main hall.
Huh? Wait, why? The enemy's getting in, aren't they?
Just do what I tell you and go. The employee's side door that the enemy had blown open was near the rear entrance. So, Stella, who was guarding the back door, understood what was going on.
What happened? The side door's been blown open. Let's abandon this spot and retreat to the main hall. Quickly.
Cyrus had already anticipated this turn of events, and had given orders to retreat to the main hall immediately if something happened. The side door, which was now billowing smoke, had once been sealed with pieces of wood, but the explosion had knocked it down. When Stella saw enemies through the smoke, trying to sneak in, she yelled even louder.
They're inside. Everyone, retreat to the main hall, now. Quickly.
Alright, we've opened up a hole in her guts. Get this stuff out of the way. Don't panic. We prepared for this. We're moving to the second stage of the plan. Come on, everyone to your posts.
Hey, when will the police get here? Aren't they here yet?
Nope. No, they're not.
It's nothing new for our customers to show up late, right? Listen up, okay? This is the crucial moment. Everyone, if you don't want to die, fight.
Amanda, we're counting on your legendary acting skills. I'm glad to hear it. Who would have guessed that I'd spend my last days as Madam acting on a stage? However, I'm not confident my little play will work on Maurice. Okay, undercover. Don't stick your heads out. It's just like I keep telling you. Don't worry about hitting anyone, just keep firing in the enemy's general direction. That'll be enough to buy us time. Do that and you'll also be safe. But I forgot about Alfred. How do you forget about crazy Alfred? Also, this is unrelated, but I'm working on another little Umineko thing. Just a little goofy thing. No new content or anything, sadly. I guess everything is content, and content is... But, you know, no new story-related stuff. But now I'm going over my old, recordings, right? And, I die. It's so bad. It's all really bad. I did the same, like, evil laugh, the exact same one, for like 3 entire arcs. And then I started like actually putting effort in. It didn't get consistent until much later, like actually trying, right? But I mean, I was a little baby. I don't know. I started out streaming without talking because I was that insecure about my own voice. But yeah, seeing the progress, and especially like today, like I can switch between characters easily, and I can do evil laughs now. I don't know, it's neat. Streaming has really helped me a lot with that. So thanks, Umineko. But yeah, it'll be a long time before I wrap the new Umineko thing up. Because I have to go over my entire playthrough, which is almost 200 hours. And then I have to edit. So don't expect anything on that front yet, but there will be a little something in the future. So yeah. I don't know, this just made me think of that. It is a lot of shorts worth. Thankfully, there's not a whole lot of funny stuff there. Or I could edit until I'm like 100 years old. I think I got like there's one I really should make. It's clipped on Twitch here, I think. The Golden Witch is older, that's true. Maybe I can get her to lend me some life force, you know? Some energy to actually do all the shorts making. But, yeah, I don't know. There will be more shorts in the future, though. Yeah, I think we all could. Okay. Primavera's forces hid off to the sides of the stage in the main hall, preparing to shoot at anyone who came in. Only Richard and Amanda, the former pointing a gun at the latter, were waiting for them in the center of the stage. Just as Amanda said, it looked like a scene from the middle of a play. To think of it, ad-libbing wasn't your strong point, was it? And now I have to keep it up for more than 10 minutes. Pardon me, but could someone get me a cue card? Damn, Richard. Look at his wry little smile. Maurice is a ruthless man. If we find out that negotiations aren't gonna work, run off to the side of the stage as quick as you can. We'll cover you. Things would quickly erupt into a flurry of action. The enemies pouring in through the front, back, and side entrances advanced cautiously, on the lookout for surprises. Then, they saw that Primavera's forces were camped out on the stage in the main hall, and they moved to their positions cautiously under cover. So, they're finally showing themselves. Maurice Monobe. Cyrus Saimura, is it? Didn't want to have to go up against you. Maurice, welcome to Primavera.
Maurice, stop! Richard is really going to shoot me!
I believe the father ordered you to see that she didn't get hurt, correct?
Please, listen to him.
Stop that! You're hurting me! He wasn't actually doing anything that would hurt her. Richard couldn't help but be impressed at Amanda's passionate performance. Maurice, you know it's just about over for you all anyway. Caleb made too many enemies. Maybe. Never thought I'd find myself pushed into the middle of another world war. If you just put down your gun, it should be possible for us to offer you an attractive proposition.
Please, Maurice, listen to him. I don't want to be killed.
What a shameless act. It's obvious you're trying to buy time. It was hard to tell if it was before or after he finished speaking. Maurice pulled the trigger without hesitation. Oh no. A bright red splash shot into the air. And Amanda curled up, groaning. Everyone, shoot! Give them cover! Richard! Amanda! This way, quickly! Are you alright, Amanda? Were you shot in the side? What an incredible amount of blood.
I'd like to think that it just scraped me. I'll be fine. Protect the girls.
Such a shame. I never accepted Madam Amanda. Ever since Caleb took her as his woman, he's lost his guts. We got another women hater here. Jesus, there's so many of them. There's a lot of dudes who really hate women in the story. There's something I noticed. Women are a plague. No one knew if these were his true feelings, or whether this was just an act to make it clear that hostage-taking wouldn't work. I don't know, that seemed pretty legit to me, like, is legitimately his feelings. Yeah, I mean, Miguel has the whole package, you know. You get both the woman-hating and the sexual tension. The things that come out of my mouth during these sometimes. All this guy has is a rat tail true. Yeah, I can't compete with that. I can't compete with Miguel, I mean. Either way, Richard and Amanda's attempt to buy time failed after only a few dozen seconds. 7:49 p.m. At two locations in City 23, the curtains were drawn on gunfights that would determine the city's future. The elevator reached its destination, and its chime became the signal for the duel to start. The men's handguns all spat fire at once, and they all jumped behind cover as though thrown there by an explosion. The sounds of gunfire, breaking glass, and the screams of the lobby attendants filled the room with chaos. The curtain was opening on the legendary Primavera Belton Plaza Hotel gunfight. So much for keeping things quiet, I guess. I don't know about that Golden Eagle 1947. They straight up got shot there, so... Now there's a surprise. Where did you learn to shoot, Madame Rose?
I was taught directly by Leo Shishigami.
He trained you well. You've got talent, and your instructor does too. Why doesn't that energetic boy over there try learning a bit from Leo? Oh no. Oh no, he's figured out Wayne's weak spot. It's literally anything mildly insulting.
I was his first pupil.
You must adore him so much. How did you know? Oh my god, okay. He's our biggest Moe character. He's kind of Moe. In a weird way. I believe the correct term is gap Moe, right? All you anime watchers out there. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. I don't want to go there. Okay, so gap Moe, if I recall correctly, I'm not an expert. Is cuteness created by a gap? So a mismatch between personality, attitude, or just vibe or look, and something that clashes with it. So with Wayne, it's like he's all like a tough guy, but he's also kind of a loser and a dork. So that would be the gap. He's also I do think he classifies as a tsundere, yes. And I think maybe those are all within the category of gap Moe in and of itself. I'm not 100% like up to date on the lingo, so correct me if I'm wrong, internet. Yeah, it's like he acts one way, and then other times he acts another way, and that makes people think, oh, you're kind of cute, you know. And that's what that is. Apparently Leo thinks so, at least.
First I've heard of it. More importantly, why don't you all die? Wayne-kun, you're leaning out too much. Remember what we learned.
Shit is not going well for me this week. Yeah, I think Caleb has genuinely found Wayne's weak spot just from that one comment Miguel threw at him. And it's genuinely just, if you kind of antagonize him a bit, he will lose his cool and make mistakes. And he's trying to utilize that right now. Which one of the women could have imagined they would be in a gunfight inside Primavera? None of them could have predicted that the same room that once held the Captain's dance party would be filled with a hail of bullets.
Well, even then, we were an inch away from having all of Primavera blown up.
Blow up.
This city's way too thrilling for a girl. Think I've had enough.
Let's go, Maurice. This time it's our turn. Time for the grand opening of Primavera Reborn. Oh god, more shooting. Oh my god. My golden eagle. Yeah, I don't think Wayne learned his lesson at all. Just as hot-headed as always. As they covered Caleb through a vicious gunfight, Miguel's group ran into the elevator.
Close the door, quickly.
Once we get up top, we've got plenty of weapons. We'll settle this fight up there. Rose, Leo, and you. Who was that guy again?
He's Wayne. Try not to forget it.
There's no need. Leo, it'll be a pain if they get away. I'd like to finish this here.
Don't overstretch yourself. If they take refuge on the suite floor, that'll minimize civilian casualties? That's not a word.
Holy shit.
Civilian casualties.
One after another, Wayne's bullets left holes in the closing elevator door. However, in that same moment, the door closed, and Caleb's elevator began to rise. We'll use the stairs. We'll be trapped like rats in the elevator. By the way, which is the suite floor?
It's supposed to be the 14th.
Lucky us. Good thing this isn't the Empire State Hotel. Maurice, a man even Caleb would take his hat off to, was extremely talented as a commander in a gunfight. They threaded their way through the cover of chairs and tables, making good use of cover fire, as they gradually cut the distance between themselves and the stage. As far as defending against an enemy with a limited angle of attack went, even the random shots by women unused to firearms had a significant effect. However, in a wide open space like the main hall, this had hardly any effect at all. Richard and some of the women hid off to the side of the stage, grabbing the empty guns Cyrus's group threw at them and reloading.
Ow. It burned me. I broke a nail too. If you got time to whine about that, keep on reloading.
Cyrus, here's the next one. Fire at will. Need a reload on this one next. Looks like we've got to scramble in the hall and the kitchen to keep up with the party, eh?
Haven't you filled up that big eater of Meryl's yet? Okay, sorry to keep you waiting. Ready to roar again.
Meryl and I will lay down a barrage. Barrage? I was gonna say barrage, and then I opened my mouth and a different word came out. Same word, different pronunciation. I don't know how that happened. Stella, pin down that sniper, Maurice. What? That sniper, Maurice, hiding behind the counter. There we go.
Got it. If their commander can't stick his face out to look, that should buy us some time.
Midstream experimentation? That's a good excuse. Yeah. I should have said that instead of what I heard, the truth.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It's showtime.
Oh god. If you hear the gunshot audio cutting out during these, that's not the game, that's me missing. Shooting as Meryl's worse. Genuinely, it keeps getting harder. It just keeps getting harder. I'm barely scraping by. Get down! Will that machine gun girl stop shooting? Go around both! With a high-pitched noise, an alcohol bottle on the shelf behind Maurice shattered. It was a bottle exactly one head's distance away from Maurice's head. Realizing he was being sniped at, Maurice hurriedly pulled his head back behind the counter. That counter was a long distance away from the stage. He had been confident that inaccurate machine guns and shotguns wouldn't be able to hit him from this distance. Correct, however.
If I take time to aim, I can actually get pretty close. I could get hooked on this.
Sniper! Damn it, what a brazen woman. What? What? That's just tactics, bro. She's doing great, how dare you?
Your opponent is me. Come now. Come on. Don't be shy, and show me your face.
Rick, Jonathan, get your rifles out. There's a sniper hiding in the curtains. Stage right.
Sure thing, boss.
By the way, boss, which side is stage right? Ah, these clowns.
Oh, you brought some friends with you?
Okay, stop.
You know, taking on several men at once is what I'm best at.
Okay, that was the game's fault. And wait. What is happening? I was right-clicking and I didn't get the cards. Oh well. Please, no more shooting. Even the game is like, I'm done with the shooting. I can't process this anymore. My score is gonna tank. It's not even my well, it is my fault, but that was the game's fault.
I'm starting to get used to it. I've decided to take up shooting in my private life.
Damn it. It's no use. Use grenades. But it's possible Madame Amanda will get... Hell if I care. Just use them. They're gonna use grenades. Don't let them throw them.
How can we do that?
Shoot anyone who looks like he's about to throw. Or catch one and throw it back. Take your pick.
Obviously, I'll go for the first choice.
For some time, Meryl's fierce barrage and Stella's polished sniping were able to prevent the other side from acting. However, that was only for as long as they could keep firing. no matter how hard they tried, and there would be a slight gap when they reloaded. When that happened, the other side would probably all throw grenades at once. On the other hand, Primavera had no useful options except overwhelming them with a barrage. If they didn't do that, grenades would probably come flying at them from the guest seating right away.
If you're gonna throw something at us, at least make it bundles of money, darn it. Where's my reload? Hurry up! Almost done. Just a little bit longer.
That little bit longer proved to be fatal. Behind cover, the enemy took grenades out of their pockets. At that moment, Richard started throwing things at the guest seating from his position off to the side of the stage. The next moment, the enemies all jumped up at once and started to retreat like the tide. To the enemy, they probably looked like grenades. They're empty bottles. I'd hope they might mistake them for something else.
Couldn't you have thrown some real ones?
I considered doing so, but then I had a sudden vision of our repair expenses.
Well, that's brother for you. Meryl, sorry to keep you waiting. I filled them up for you. I'm ready, Cyrus. They're gonna figure it out.
I feel like Meryl's voice is like getting increasingly like I don't know, it's something. That wasn't quite right. Just excuse me while I take some quick sips. Like Lambda on speed, you're right. Super paper.
Look closer, idiots. These are just empty bottles. They played us for fools, damn it. But of course, having a drink and going crazy is the whole point of this club.
Let's go! Fire like mad for the finale! I hope the finale's quick. Not, that I'm not enjoying this, it's just the shooting part. Empty all your bullets and keep them pinned down!
And when I run out?
Then we'll get a standing ovation, with grenades piling up on the stage.
Okay, let's go. Time for Primavera's finale.
Yes, please. What? I thought I got them all. You know what, I'm not gonna question anymore.
I'm out of bullets.
Maurice, hiding behind the counter, had been listening to the gunfire, waiting for a gap in the barrage. At that moment, a man rushed in from outside and whispered something rapidly to Maurice. What? I see. So that's how it is. Back! 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 No need to waste time cornering them. We're retreating. Father Caleb's under attack at the Belton Plaza Hotel. This is a diversion. We've been had. We're rushing off there to support him. If the father's defeated, we're done for. When Maurice gave the order to retreat, it was quickly spread among all his men. Disgusted, they fired a few more shots into the stage, then disappeared from the club like mist. Afterwards, all that remained was a pathetic club filled with gunsmoke, the smell of burning, glass in the carpet, and bullet holes all across the walls.
They're running away. We won. We won. Nice going, everyone. You've earned my praise. This is what Primavera is capable of. The era of women sucking up to men is over.
The women joined hands and jumped around happily. Cyrus, covered with sweat, sat down heavily on the stage. I'm beat. Wasn't the plan for the police to round them all up? We did account for the possibility of them being withdrawn to support Caleb. The captain has their path blocked. They won't be able to join forces with Caleb. Eventually, the police came pouring in. And I also wonder how the hell Amanda's doing. It was somewhat humorous to see them nervously holding their guns at the ready, even though the enemy had already retreated. At any rate, let us get Amanda to a hospital. Fortunately, her wounds seemed to be light. If she received immediate treatment at a hospital, her life probably wouldn't be in danger. So now, my role is finally complete.
Hold on. I still need to slap your face before I'm satisfied. Yeah. Before you head off to the hospital, apologize to Primavera and the girls.
No, there is nothing to apologize for.
What are you talking about, brother?
All she did was help us during Madame Rose's absence. On the contrary, we should be grateful to her. If you hadn't played the villain, Primavera could have faced a much worse worst-case scenario. If I'm to play the villain, then shouldn't I retire from the stage before anyone realizes that? Stella and Meryl crooked their necks, wondering what was going on. However, Richard already understood. With the considerable amount of time it took Rose to grow confident in her position as Madam, Amanda had protected her. Amanda was carried out in a stretcher. Richard immediately started evaluating the damage throughout the club. Stella and Meryl were getting agitated about all the wounds they hadn't noticed, wondering aloud whether any would become scars.
I wonder if Rose is alright.
Huh? Don't worry. She's got Leo and Wayne, the two strongest bodyguards with her. Caleb may have a few guards with him, but they're no match for Leo's group. If the guys that were here managed to join up with them, that'd probably turn the tables. We'll be taking measures to stop that. This is a total victory for us. Oof, Cyrus, you're gonna jinx it. After saying that, Cyrus landed spread-eagled on his back on the stage. Then, after saying he was going to sleep for a bit, he put his hat on his face and started snoring loudly. Doll. My. It seems you won't be able to avoid having a few more special holidays. The phone started ringing. It was probably the captain. He'd probably called to tell them that they'd rounded up the enemies who were trying to return to Caleb. Hello. This is Club Primavera. Thunk. Before hearing the name of the person on the other side, Richard heard a sound of something hitting something. It was Butler, slamming his forehead against the desk with the phone receiver in his hand. Uh-oh. I'm so sorry. Captain, the police just arrived a short while ago. They didn't manage to capture Caleb's men, but thanks to you, Primavera is safe. About that, I'm so sorry. I don't understand. What do you mean, Captain? After an apologetic pause, Butler let out a yell that was almost a scream. I messed up the order to block the main road. Apparently, screw-ups come in packs. Or maybe Butler was just born under an unlucky star of clumsiness. Or maybe cursed by a witch. What exactly do you mean? The number on of the street to be blocked was passed down incorrectly. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. So wait, where does that leave us? The elite troops who left Primavera and are heading for Caleb will proceed unimpeded. Unless Rose's group defeats Caleb and escapes the hotel before those troops arrive. This time, they'll be the ones trapped like rats. I did not expect him to apologize. It's immediately, like, concerning. (8:07 p.m.) There was a fierce exchange of gunfire across the elevator hall on the 14th floor of the Belton Plaza Hotel, the suite floor. I got that one. That's not fair. Could have sworn I got that one. Miguel-san, we're heading back.
Okay, retreat. Like we'd let you get away. Look out, Wayne-kun.
Thanks to Rose grabbing Wayne by the collar, he barely avoided being baptized in lead. In the corridor around the corner, a barricade had been set up, made out of furniture carried from one of the rooms. The enemy had probably decided that taking shelter in the hallway, where they had a long line of sight, was better than a close-range battle in one of the rooms. No! Oh jeez, that was so close. No! This amount of time you get is so short. And I think there's some kind of delay sometimes, I swear. It's not my fault. The heavily armed Caleb was fully prepared for them, waiting on the other side of the barricade. The terrifying storm of bullets left the wall covered with holes, sending pieces of wallpaper flying amidst the smoke. Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all ready to start with round 2 here. I'm not ready. I'm not ready at all.
Damn him. Grabbing himself a monster of a gun like that. What's wrong, Leo-kun?
I'm worried. Rose, you borrowed a master key from your man in the hotel, right?
Yes, I have it.
Go into that room and contact Primavera. Check to make sure that the police rounded those guys up.
Understood.
Good idea. What's wrong? I thought you came here to beat the crap out of me. You ready to run with your tails between your legs already? What's going on? Something's felt off ever since they ran upstairs in the lobby, but seeing that barricade, I'm sure. Those guys are sure things will get better if they can just buy time.
Like that'll help them. The captain's police have already rounded up their backup.
If that's true, Caleb's group wouldn't be able to get in touch with the men they sent to Primavera. If they're sure their backup's coming, it means they've at least managed to contact them. We can't eliminate the possibility that some sort of mix-up stopped the police from doing their job. Rose was quickly able to confirm the suspicion over the phone. They learned about the police showing up late and failing to round up Caleb's men, and also about how they failed to block the road so that the enemy's elite forces were coming here.
I told you we couldn't trust that perverted bastard.
We've got no time. Do we pull back or do we go? If we aren't careful, we'll be the ones trapped like rats this time.
No, son.
If they pulled back, all their plans would go up in smoke. There probably wouldn't be a second chance. However, if they went forward, Caleb's group would be waiting for them, heavily armed. They couldn't avoid waging a cautious, time-consuming fight. However, they didn't have much time left.
If we let them get away now, what will happen?
Things will probably get bad. If we let Caleb get away, then we can't expect all the family's bosses to surrender. It'll probably lead to those bosses starting to take revenge against Primavera. It'll mean a war that doesn't end until we've destroyed them all.
You mean, the war's gonna get bogged down?
We aren't a mafia yet. We're just 7 heroic gunmen. It's possible for us to attack, but we can't defend anything. It'll be impossible to prevent a whole lot of deaths in Primavera.
Then we have to defeat him here.
But if we stay here, we might lose our lives. Hey, how long are you gonna be whispering to each other over there? If you plan to keep us waiting any longer, we'd better get room service to bring us some champagne, hadn't we? He's having way too much fun with this.
Being prepared to dirty your hands means being prepared to do something that might kill you. We've managed to corner Caleb's son this far. We cannot let him escape. We'll end things right here, right now. I may lose my life, but the Caleb family will be destroyed. And also, I believe everyone else is already prepared to inherit my ideals. Even if I die, I'm sure Richard Kun and Stella and Meryl will save our countrymen.
Rose's resolve was firm. She was truly prepared to risk her life and continue the fight. Wayne, what about you?
Don't ask. You already know how I'd answer.
If your answer has the word dog in it, I'm going to scream. No answer? Okay, you're just not gonna... Okay. We're not gonna go there? Perfect.
Thank you, Wayne-kun.
I guess that means it's time for me to leave this place to you.
Huh? Hey, Leo. Where are you going? Are you actually planning to run for it?
No, dumbass, of course he's not. See? Of course not. It's only decent for an old man to let the young ones shine.
Leo-kun, don't tell me...
Rose. Wayne. I'm glad I got to fight with you. This whole time, I've thought we foot soldiers were forced into a meaningless war. It was probably something all weary soldiers felt after a fierce war, whether they won or lost. Why had they been forced to suffer in a hell of killing and being killed? Now I know it wasn't all a waste. When I saw we were fighting for young people unwilling to give up on the future, I was happy. Thanks to you.
Leo.
Wayne, keep improving yourself. I'm sure you have what it takes to become the strongest man. Rose, see to it that your ideals become reality. You are the only one who can bring our homeland back to life.
Leo-kun.
Leo got into the elevator, gave a final wink, and disappeared as the elevator moved down. Wayne didn't have a clue what was going on. However, Rose knew. The one who defeated Caleb couldn't be Leo the Wanderer. It had to be Rose, the one who would create a new family and become the new ruler of City 23. That was the best way for Leo to help them. Why does this elevator sound like a phone? I know that's kind of a nitpick right now, but it sounds like a phone. I'm pretty sure that's the same sound it makes when they hang up a phone. I'm glad it wasn't just me. I am gonna be right back though, real quick. Because I need to get something from my throat, cause ow. I overdid it once again. Be right back. Enjoy the gentle breeze. Alright, we are back. Welcome back as well. Okay. I better minimize that in case I click away from the window. There we go. Because those gunfights, they are kicking my ass. And making me flail my mouse all over the place. But yeah. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be more gunfights because we haven't had the tally yet. Which also makes this the longest gunfight section so far. Oh no. As the bullet-ridden elevator doors opened, Leo appeared in the 1F lobby. The lobby was still desolate in the aftermath of their last fierce gun battle. The employees and guests who had witnessed it were long gone, leaving the place empty. There were probably also guests who were spending the night. Guests who, thanks to the soundproof walls, hadn't even heard the gunfights. And who wouldn't know what had happened in their hotel until it was over. A few people from that group were here trembling, shocked to see this desolate scene. Leo pointed his gun at the ceiling and fired off a quick shot, causing them to jump and run away in a panic. Sorry. We've got this hotel reserved for the day. Leo grinned, found a toppled-over chair, and dragged it to the center of the vast lobby. After sitting in it, he took out and lit a new cigarette, then calmly enjoyed the smoke. That is incredibly badass. I wish this had gotten an anime that was in general, and that it was a good one. That's 2 wishes, really. Because we all know what happened with Rubeneko one. The sound of screeching tires approached. Several cars were parking in a jumble in front of the hotel. There were more than 10 cars. There'd probably be over 40 men jumping out of them. All of those were frontline elites commanded by Major Maurice Monobe. Leo leaned back in his chair, crossed his legs, and waited patiently.
Hurry! The father's on the 14th floor.
There's only 3 hostiles. Don't let them get away. Find them and kill them.
What? What's going on here?
One by one, the men fell into stunned silence at the sight of that man, waiting for them in the center of the gun-ravaged lobby. The lobby was so huge, but there was just this one man sitting there alone. Over 40 men from the front lines were cowed, unable to advance any further. So, you're the legendary Leo Shishigami, huh? What are you doing here? What happened to Father Caleb? He's upstairs, having a little showdown with our boss. So, we can't let you get in the way. What? The young are trying to inherit this era from us old guys. Can't you give them just a bit more time? I don't really get what you're saying. It means we're using an old guy to take care of all the other old guys. Are you an idiot? Are you crazy, huh? I've got a whole platoon with me. What do you think you're gonna do? I don't know, your platoon looks mighty scared. They'll have, the little frowny faces. Unbelievably, this crazy man intended to hold back this many people all by himself. Maurice's elites scattered to both sides of the lobby, killing the sound of their footsteps and hiding behind cover, as they slowly surrounded Leo. Be on your guards. There's no way he's really alone. This could be an ambush. Keep an eye out for snipers. It was only natural. He looked so calm while up against this many opponents. Of course he had a plan. Leo slowly rose to his feet and pulled out his gun. Maurice's men also pulled out their guns. But they couldn't focus all their attention on Leo. They were on the lookout for some unseen person who was surely planning to do something while Leo distracted them, so they couldn't concentrate fully. Ready? Leo pointed the barrel of his gun at Maurice and pulled the trigger. The bullet scraped past Maurice's shoulder, leaving a burn on his suspenders. Sir, against this many people, you really... Let's get started. Time for the dawn of a new age. Shoot! 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 He's insane! Shoot him dead! Oh god.
He's a nimble bastard. He's hiding behind the fountain.
No, he's already moved behind that sofa! Keep an eye on your flanks, too. They had snipers in Primavera. They'll have them here, too. They've got to have them. Over here. Take that. All by himself, he couldn't hope to shoot down this many people. If he didn't have help, there was no way he could have been waiting for them so calmly while smoking. Maurice's men were so worried about traps and ambushes that they couldn't keep their minds off their backs. So they couldn't give 100% of their concentration to the gunfight with Leo. If they had been 40 stupid punks, Leo would probably have been full of holes in an instant. However, since they were 40 experienced elites, Leo had room to fight. Only Leo's daredevil attitude made this unrealistic 1 against 40 fight possible. Bastard. Don't tell me. He's actually alone and trying to fight us all. The enemy's alone. No tricks to worry about, so concentrate on him. Don't get sucked into his pace. Swing around both flanks and annihilate him. Oh, so you finally believe me now. You're insane. You moron. You've got screw loose in your brain. Now that they didn't have to worry about their backs, Maurice's men all rose from their cover and filled the air with a storm of blood. As Leo ran, a cloud of countless gun holes and splintered fragments followed him like a dragon. However, as he was being chased, Leo's expression grew even more filled with life, and he smiled boldly. Right now, I'm fighting. I've been given a chance to fight for the young, who will pave the way to the future. This time, I won't get at the bow. I'll stick with you until the end. Rose, Wayne. Tear down the era of inflexible old men and open the way to a new one.
Even though Leo-kun's frantically trying to buy his time.
Rosa, don't be impatient. Let's think of something. There was no way for just 2 people to make any headway against the heavy weapons set up by Caleb's group behind the barricade. However, they couldn't let the precious time Leo had given them go to waste. They had to think of something. They had to.
You guys concentrate on our front.
Yes, boss.
Kaylin, you've noticed, right? Our backup's taking too long. And I can't see Leo or Wayne anywhere either.
Where the hell did Wayne go? He was right there just now. Did they forget about him already? Yeah.
They might be planning to go around the outside wall and get behind us or something.
Should we abandon this place then?
Let's open up a route of retreat. A route of retreat. Retreat.
That's too many R's in one sentence. A route of retreat.
We should give up on our reinforcements.
While Rose kept shooting to pin them down, Wayne used the master key to fish through the guest rooms and employee rooms. Then, he found an extraordinary prize and came back. Right, because they left guns for them, didn't they? Their man on the inside left them stuff. Guns, ammo, that sort of thing.
Did you find it?
This is what Leo'd do. He'd be able to get through this.
You're better at shooting. I'll cover you, so please do it.
Who? I'm assuming that's an exhale. Okay, it was. Wayne let out all the breath in his lungs and concentrated. Leo would do this. Leo could do it. I can do it. The moment Rose started to give some fierce suppressive fire, Wayne leapt up from his cover. Then, he threw a large bottle of alcohol with all his strength. It was not a gun, like I thought, apparently. He was raiding the minibar. The guards thought it was a grenade for an instant, but their superior physical reflexes quickly saw that it wasn't. Surely these people were planning to startle them and do something during that gap. Don't lose your concentration. The enemy is right in front of you. The arc of the bottle went over the heads of the guards of the barricade. Huh. What's that?
Get down!
Wayne's honed concentration was focused entirely on the bottle. And magnificently, with a single shot. I guess I should have only made a single shot for dramatic effect. He shattered the bottle of alcohol right over their heads. It had been a bottle of vodka with extremely high alcohol content. As the bottle shattered in midair, it violently scattered glass in all directions, even pouring burning alcohol down on them that had been ignited by the bullet. Sure. Wayne didn't waste that moment of confusion. Letting out a war cry, he dashed forward and leapt over the barricade. Then, he became a bullet with the flexibility of a wild animal, akin to a dog, and charged into the guards. It didn't let me right. It didn't let me right click again. That wasn't fair. Okay, that one was my bad. That's it. No more gunfights.
Where's Caleb? Where's Miguel? They ran. Don't let them get away.
Miguel's wild instincts had been spot on, and he had immediately protected Caleb. If he hadn't, Caleb would probably have been torn apart by a rain of glass. At least, that's what had happened to Miguel. His whole body had been gouged by glass fragments, and fresh blood was beginning to seep out. Are you okay, Miguel? Damn it, you're covered in blood.
It isn't as bad as it looks. Run away. Get out of this hotel.
Hey, Miguel. Miguel!
Stop right there. This place is your grave. Caleb-san.
Damn, you're persistent, woman. Just like my dead one. Caleb, you gotta let it go. What? Wait. I thought we were done. I thought we were done. I really thought we were done. The KO tricked me for sure. Leo wasn't without a plan. He had talked with their man inside the hotel, and gotten him to spread the weapons Meiju had provided them with throughout the hotel. So, plenty of ammunition and weapons were hidden here and there throughout the floors. This lobby was no exception. What kind of man do they have on the inside that they could just scatter weapons throughout the whole hotel, like some sort of like it's Manchus, man. Yeah, you have a point. It's like Gun Santa. Yeah, this must have taken a lot of money for bribing purposes.
Why? Why can't we finish off just one guy? How many of us has he gotten? Why is he giving us so much trouble?
He's got a demon inside him. Don't Santa's laughing at an AK-47. Oh my god. There's a joke I can make here, but I'm choosing to not make it. And, yeah. It was an expression of Maurice's. When humans fall into an extreme tight spot, that's the moment they pour all their concentration and energy for living into the fight. Exactly, I am the better person for not making the joke. Thank you for recognizing that. So, love the Umineko music in the background. Okay. At that moment, a target 100 meters away looks like it's right in front of them, and they can take aim as easily as flicking it with their finger. They can sprint without panting, and defy gravity like their body is a feather. They can be aware of their surroundings without even looking, and act accordingly. Maurice knew he was in a mental state where the storm of enemy bullets fazed him no more than leaves falling on still waters. Leo wasn't smiling throughout this gunfight because of his audacity. He had achieved a state of ultimate concentration, which released his mind from all unnecessary details. A mental state that made this entire scene seem like a brat playing in a garden instead of a vast lobby. Just once in the past, Maurice had reached this level himself. Just once, when he was prepared for death on the front lines. For him, there had been no trace of pleasure or exhalation. There was just an overwhelming sense of despair and fear of death, like someone hanging by their fingernails from a cliff. Even though this man had reached the same state, he was smiling. At that moment, Leo's and Maurice's eyes met from opposite sides of the lobby. Brushing by the fountain, weaving his way through potted plants and carts used by the porters, Leo focused on Maurice's eyes. Leo? Maurice's gun was knocked away, blown apart, and scattered. It was probably impossible for anyone but him to realize what had happened. At this impossible distance, he had aimed down the barrel of Maurice's gun, and even while weaving through all that cover, his bullet had gone straight down it. It would have been like putting in eye drops from the second floor. But even that huge distance was like touching something right in front of him. The moment it hit, it tore off his fingernails, and Maurice held his bloody fingers, screaming. "Kill that monster! You're kidding me! Like we'd ever lose to just one person!" It was almost a scream of fear. At the sound of that voice, all the men hiding in the lobby rose at once, raised their guns at once, and fired at once. But Leo was probably counting the number of shots, fully aware of how many were worth dodging. Then, with a speed that must have seemed so fast to them, it was probably like a dreamlike underwater motion to Leo. He took 2 handguns, and slowly, smoothly, and accurately aimed at 2 different foes. With a casual motion as though merely poking them with the gun tips, the barrels focused with unparalleled accuracy. This very thing is probably a sign of his state of clearness and serenity. For Leo, time itself probably seemed to be painfully slow. Here we go. The instant Leo grinned, sluggish time shattered. I'll never accept that a monster like you exists. The fear of the battlefield was coming back to Maurice. The fear of the front lines, which he had to take drugs every night to forget. But when Leo saw that look on his face, he grinned and shrugged. How long do you plan to keep on warring? It's 47 already. This is where your war ends. Rose and Wayne were gradually closing in on Caleb and Miguel, unwilling to let them escape. Miguel must have been bleeding badly, since occasional dots of blood made it easy to follow their trail. Yeah, fun fact, if you cut yourself on glass, it bleeds a lot. And also, like Miguel said, it looks way worse than it actually is. But then, I don't know how that works if you get cut all over the place with a lot of glass. And yeah, Leo was so fucking cool for all that. That whole scene might have been the single coolest thing that Rikishi has ever written. I haven't read all of his works, but it's gotta be up there. That blood trail disappeared inside the Sky Lounge.
You cut yourself with a chainsaw once? What?
Not too badly, I hope. Yeah, I would imagine that it... Damn. I dropped a jar once. That's my horror story. And yeah, it really did bleed a lot, and it was literally just the smallest, tiniest little cut on my finger. Like, it wasn't a big deal at all, but it looked like I had a huge wound from all the blood. It was totally fine once it was cleaned up. Oh, jeez, okay, well, I'm glad I wasn't too bad. That's just dangerous.
In there?
It's got plenty of places to hide. A good place for an ambush. A centimeter from being a mangled hand? Oh. That must have been scary. They wanted to scout the area out carefully, but that would give those two time to escape. So, even though there might have been an ambush, Wayne had to jump in without hesitation. At that moment, with a splat at Wayne's feet, one new drop was added to the trail of blood. The instant Wayne pointed his gun at the ceiling, Miguel, who had been clinging to the ceiling and waiting for his prey, lunged at him. The same moment he was held down, with the gun about to be pressed against his head, Wayne's body moved nimbly. He grabbed Miguel's arm, and the latter's gun was knocked away to go sliding across the counter. Miguel was on the ceiling, yeah, I think that's totally in line with what we know about Miguel. After showing his surprise for an instant, Miguel pulled out a knife and dashed forward. The two of them rolled around on the floor in a scuffle.
You improved a lot, Wayne, and so fast.
Mock me. Mock me all you like for now. But I'm going to keep on growing. And then, I'll entrust my hopes to Rosa. Pave the way to the future. Wow, he's really been paying attention to what everyone's been saying. Oh god. Those targets were really big. They're making it easy for me. They've been seeing that I'm suffering. I take it back, those are really tiny. Rosa, find Caleb. This guy's trying to buy time. If you figured that out, I can't let you go past here. Past here. Like you ever plan to let us past you. Like you ever plan to, yeah. Emphasis is important when narrating. It didn't let me right click. I wonder why that happens. No, not like this. Shit. Wayne-kun. Miguel's keen knife edge cut into Wayne's body over and over. Is that because I missed the last one? Of course, Wayne kept on defending himself by a hair's breadth. He kept avoiding a fatal wound. Even so, that didn't stop fresh blood from flying off Wayne's whole body every time Miguel swung his knife. Can't you have a single fight with me without relying on that? Say whatever you like. You and Rose are gonna die here. But Rose noticed something. Wayne wasn't the only one covered in blood. Miguel was too. When he had protected Caleb, a large fragment of glass must have plunged deep into his skin. Each time he moved, blood poured out. All I need is to make sure we finish each other off. Rose is no match for Caleb alone. Just die already. You really want us to kill each other? Let's take that as a yes. I think that's a resounding yes. As the struggling pair fought over the knife, it turned into a test of strength to see who could get it pointing at the other person. It was like watching a pair of souls in hell fighting over a single spider web. As they fought over the knife, covered in blood and with wounds all over their body, it became a scene that would make many people, not just Rose, want to cover their eyes. This fight wouldn't end until a knife was plunged deep into one of their bodies.
I won't let Caleb die. Even if we end up killing each other, I won't let you kill him.
Don't take me lightly, bastard. I'd die for Rosa. Both of them were offering up their lives for the person they believed in. When devotees of an ideal face off, they're all fighting for their own sense of justice. Neither will retreat until one of them achieved martyrdom. The killing would not end.
Stop it, you two. Stop.
I understand. I know that nothing I can say can stop, that nothing I say can stop them killing each other. I'm the only one who can stop Wayne, but Caleb is the only one who can stop Miguel. I've got to find Caleb. I've got to make Caleb stop them. Rose started running, searching for a person in the empty Sky Lounge. Caleb had to be close. She knew his personality wouldn't let him use the time Miguel was buying to run away.
Come out, Caleb-san. I know you're here. At this rate, one of the two of them will die. You're the only one who can stop him. So please, show yourself.
Rose's frantic voice echoed throughout the room. Behind her, the bloody fight to the death continued.
You bastard.
I will not lose.
The war won't end. Even if you kill me, it can't end. You're insane.
With that much blood lost, it was only natural for his mind to get hazy. However, Miguel's death struggle didn't weaken in the slightest. On the contrary, the tip of his knife gradually began to point towards Wayne. Bit by bit, the downward pointed tip of the blade buried itself in Wayne's thigh. A gush of blood poured out, staining Wayne's leg red. Wayne's face was twisted in pain. But at that moment, their bodies instantly switched places. Wayne had used the movements Leo had taught him to switch places with Miguel. In an instant, that balance between terrible forces broke, and Miguel fell violently forward into the counter. Wayne also lost his balance and fell down hard. What happened to the knife? Wayne hadn't been able to steal it, but it wasn't in Miguel's hands either. The knife was buried in Miguel's stomach. It may not have been all the way in, but it didn't seem to be a light wound. Miguel's body twisted. The knife fell out, and Wayne could see blood pouring out with a disgusting sound. It's over. I will not lose. I will not surrender. Yeah, I know. It's the same for both of us. He must have been cut terribly inside his mouth, too. Miguel spat out a glob of blood. It was a serious wound that would have made most men lose the will to fight long ago. But Wayne understood. For Miguel, no, for both of us. It's impossible to accept defeat while we still live. That ends it, Miguel. Slowly, Wayne pointed the barrel of his gun at Miguel. Miguel was just now starting to stagger to his feet.
Don't, Wayne. Wayne-kun, there's no need to shoot.
There's no other way to end our fight.
That's right. Until I lose this life of mine,
I will not surrender. Miguel, This is the end.
Ah!
As he screamed, Miguel grabbed a machine gun hidden behind a pillar and raised it. However, the barrel of Wayne's gun was already pointing at Miguel. Have I just been doing so bad that I'm not getting the KOs, or is that for specific situations only? You know what? It's not important right now. With a thunk, Miguel dropped his gun to the floor. The fingers that had held it were bent at odd angles. He might not have had enough strength left even to bear the weight of the gun. Though his eyes rolled and he seemed to be about to faint, he still didn't let his knees hit the ground. He bent over slowly, trying to pick up the gun. In that case, Wayne would have to pull the trigger one more time. He had to pull the trigger to perform the funeral rites for a man who could easily have died already. However, Wayne also seemed to have been hit by a bullet fired by Miguel. It had hit him in a better spot than Miguel, but it didn't change the fact that they were both covered in wounds. There stood two people who just wouldn't die. My war won't end. Miguel, you were just like me, you fool.
Stop it! You're there, aren't you, Caleb-san? Show yourself. And please, end Miguel-kun's war for him.
With the barrel of his gun still pointed at Miguel's forehead, Wayne slowly pulled the trigger. Wasn't much of a war cry, sorry. I thought it was like a death throat. As soon as Miguel let out a war cry and tried to dash at Wayne, his body froze up, as though struck by lightning. There was no thunder. Instead, a yell like thunder was what had pierced him. A yell like thunder. Slowly, from the back of the store, Caleb appeared and spoke again. Enough, Private Kurashiki! Miguel's body was as stiff as a statue. As of this moment, I release you from your duties. Lay down your arms at once and suspend all combat activities.
Caleb.
You are now permitted to return to your family and receive a chance at a healthy, productive life. You fought well, Kurashiki. You were brave. I give you permission to surrender. For a while, Miguel seemed to be dumbfounded. He may have been near unconscious due to blood loss, or he might have been wrapped up in some emotion. No one could tell which. However, at the end, he definitely whispered something.
So now, my war is over. I wanted to die with Caleb.
That cannot be permitted. You did well, Kurashiki. As of this moment, I hereby dissolve the Caleb family. That is all. Miguel's body slumped and slowly fell to the floor. It did not try to get up again. After seeing this, Wayne also slumped to his knees and fell over.
Wayne-kun,
Damn. We're supposed to be just getting started.
thank you, Wayne-kun. You can rest now too. Caleb-san and I will settle the rest together.
Rose-san. Wayne was still conscious, but he didn't seem capable of getting up on his knees. But even so, he refused to lose consciousness until Rose and Caleb finished settling things.
Thank you, Caleb-san. I knew you were a person worthy of respect.
Miguel had told him to gun down the three of them with a machine gun while he bought Caleb time. But Caleb couldn't do it. So, he had been unable to do anything except watch. Is that enough? Miguel's war may have ended. However, my war won't.
No. I will end it.
There's nowhere to run. No one to get in the way. Shall we duke it out, Rose?
We should have done this from the beginning. Since the day you came to visit me at Primavera. If we could have done this, we probably wouldn't have brought misfortune to anyone.
Maybe. If you had had the balls to do it then, like you do now, I never would have needed to play the bad guy at all.
Please forgive me. I will bear all of those sins. And so, I'll end your war, too.
Perfect. You think you really can bear all I tried to bear? And then show me, Rose Haibara. No, Madam Rose.
Let's begin.
Okay, I think I figured it out, and the difficulty's been ramped up to a point where if you miss, it just immediately goes like, no, you gotta start over. And that's why I keep not getting the cars, because I miss. I'm not missing around. That was for babies. Baby time is over. Not bad, Rose. I may have mocked the idea of your shooting with those thin arms, but you aren't half bad. He threw away the now empty machine gun and pulled out a handgun. It really is a bit like Osu, but without the, the draggy things. Thank you. Right now, I'm grateful to you. If only you'd reached this spot before I did.
That's the unforgivable sin I committed against you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. In the future, please watch over me and guide me. I am Madam Rose. Starting today, I sit at the top of the City 23 underworld.
Well said. Glad to hear you can say that.
I will inherit your ideals and your sins.
Thank you. Sounds like now I'll finally be able to find peace.
Now, I'll end your war.
End it. You can do it. Friday, October 20th. It's October 19th today. "8:29 p.m. Exactly 2 hours after Caleb appeared at the Belton Plaza Hotel. The curtain finally fell on this night of roses and guns. If this wasn't live, I would do that line again. The police showed up too late at the Belton Plaza Hotel. When they arrived after being sent running about by bad information, what they saw was a destroyed lobby, a large number of men lying on the floor. And in the center of that lobby, with a strange sense of magnificence about it, was a single empty chair. A car raced through the nighttime city. It passed by several emergency vehicles with flashing red lights. Rose was holding the steering wheel. In the passenger seat, a worn-out Leo finally lit a cigarette he'd been holding in his mouth for some time. In the rear seat, Wayne, who should have been nearly dead, was lying down with a huge smile on his face. Were you able to talk with Caleb?
Yeah. At the end, he entrusted me with his ideals.
That's great. So, the weight's finally gone from his shoulders, too.
I believe he was able to find peace.
I think Miguel was, too. I can't understand all of his craziness, but Caleb's words were probably enough to lift all that from his shoulders.
I wonder if I could do that too. Just like Caleb's son. Could I say words that would reward the people who were so close to me? Who were so close to me they risked their very lives?
You could. I know you could, Rosan.
Wayne-kun, thanks so much for what you did today. I'll never forget what I owe you for this day. When we get back to the club, it better reward you a lot.
Rosan, your words are too good for me. Either the strings of tension holding him up had snapped, or else those words of congratulations helped him drift off. Wayne fell down asleep and started snoring. Leo and Rose giggled. Eventually, they could see Primavera and the emergency vehicles crowded around it. They could see Stella and Meryl and the other girls noticed them and start jumping and waving. Thereafter, this became known as the nighttime incident of Roses and Guns. The one who named it so had been deeply involved in both sides of the fight, a man named Maurice Monabe. Not just him, but all of those involved in this incident spoke about what happened that night. The legends of the 7 men and women, led by Madame Rose, who defeated the tyrant Father Caleb, ruler of the Caleb family, in a single night. In particular, the legend of Leo Shishigami, the man who held back dozens of men alone in the Belton Plaza Hotel lobby, lasted for a long time in City 23. However, astoundingly little was ever written about this in the records of public institutions and the press. It was rumored that the GHQ had clamped down on any information, preferring that disagreeable points such as rebellion and insurrection be kept quiet. So, this incident was only recorded by those residents of the world of the night who knew about it. Even so, the story of this long October 29th was passed down for a long time. Father Caleb disappeared from the City 23 underworld. At the same time, Madame Rose announced the creation of the Primavera family in Club Primavera. Word spread far and wide that the City 23 underworld had a new conqueror. Starting with James Tomitake, the majority of the Caleb family's powerful bosses joined the new family. They agreed to form a new family underneath Madame Rose's rule. This peaceful, harmonious reorganization was, of course, thanks to Richard's efforts behind the scenes. The criminal underworld can't be governed with bullets. Can't be governed, there's an N in there, with bullets alone. It was only after his adjustments that the nighttime gunfight had meaning. Primavera was playing host to even more people than that legendary dance party. It was filled with the chattering voices of the main bosses, starting with James Tomitake, who would become the core of the new family, as well as officers from the occupying forces, heavy hitters from Chinatown, and businessmen of their own nationality wanted to be the first to offer their support. Of course, the lovely leading members of the Primavera Alliance were also gathered there, making for a much brighter scene than you'd expect from an underworld conference. In the center of all this, Rose walked up to a podium. There are several accounts describing the heavily applauded speech Madame Rose gave that day. If all the people in the world could love their neighbors, the world would surely be filled with benevolence. If all the people in the world refused to balk at taking on unpleasant jobs for their neighbors, surely the world could never be filled with evil. With turning this dream into reality as our guiding principle, we announce the establishment of an organization for cooperation and mutual aid between our countrymen. To save our countrymen, we must take the initiative and work hard, dirtying our hands, so that none of our countrymen have to get their hands dirty. In this dark era, I never got involved in anything that wasn't linked to satisfying my own self-interest. But then, for the first time, I felt as though I'd done something to help another person. And this is what James Tomitake reflected upon in his writings about the Primavera family establishment ceremony. The bomb called Caleb was gone, and the occupying forces in Chinatown, along with the major powers in other cities, celebrated the birth of the Primavera family. At today's ceremony, many people had shown up. Not only Meiju of the Golden Dragon Society, but also Ba Xianbang from City 8, the Castiglione family from City 7, and high-ranking members of the Satomi Alliance in Chiba. Everyone welcomed Rose's speech with applause and gazes of admiration. Of course, it was all for show. They were planning to eat into City 23 if Primavera showed any weakness. They were only congratulating Primavera now because they looked down on them as being an easier opponent than Caleb. Would this new force be convenient or inconvenient for their interests? Until they could tell, they would probably continue to congratulate them on the outside. After that, the death match for the underworld, where the interests of the powers from all cities collide, would begin. Rose-chan, that was a wonderful speech. Gave me the shivers.
Thank you so much, Captain. Putting that aside, what is it? You said you had something important to discuss confidentially.
I apologize for being so completely useless the other day. As a man, I can't bear to be branded as useless for long.
That's not true at all.
Well, first, hear what I have to say. The truth is, a certain person has come to Japan. I'm getting tired. The truth is, a certain person has come to Japan. This is not a difficult word to say. What is happening? A certain person has come to Japan. And regarding that, I've been pulling a few strings.
Strings?
Yep. I can't tell you the details, but would you mind listening to what I have to say? It's something that'll definitely benefit you. No, the reborn Primavera family. Won't you let me use this to make up for my recent blunders? Unsure what he was talking about, Rose stared at him blankly. However, she had a vague idea. During her speech, she had seen Butler showing a few suited Americans around. Since they weren't in military uniform, they must be civilians. However, judging by his treatment of them, it was clear that they were somehow higher in rank than him. Rose hadn't recognized any of them. When Butler nodded to his aide, an old, stout American appeared from the corridor. The quality of the suits on his bodyguards were a clear sign of his status. Sir, this is Madame Rose.
Welcome to
I can't say words no more.
Welcome to Primavera, sir. I'm Rose Hibara.
It's Arthur McDowell, who was mentioned 3 episodes ago, I believe. A pleasure to meet you, Madame Rose. I heard your speech. I found it truly magnificent.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm honored by your words.
Your English is splendid. I can see that you were raised well. Rose-chan. Wait, am I? No, it was Arthur Douglas. I'm wrong. This is I remember now. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder, Butler. I needed it. Yeah, exactly. Rose-chan, do you remember the Peter McDowell incident?
Yes, I remember. So, this man is...
Mr. McDowell, the lieutenant's grandfather. Or should I introduce him as Don McDowell of the McDowell family? He was the Don of a powerful and well-known family on the east coast of America. She remembered well from the incident with the lieutenant that he had enough influence to scare the top officers in the City 23 occupying forces. Now, I don't want to mislead you, madam. I came to Japan for purely personal reasons. I'm not here as the Don of the family. I made special arrangements for this trip so I could meet the woman who protected the honor of my grandson and his future wife. I thank you for what you've done, madam. Thanks to you, my grandson did not have to end up as a shameful man who abandoned his fiancée. You have protected the honor of my family. I never forget a favor done for my family. I need some water.
Thank you very much, Mr. McDowell. However, let me say this for the sake of Lieutenant McDowell's honor. He certainly wasn't a dishonorable or shameful man. He fought bravely until the end for the sake of his future wife. All I did was help settle the debt that stood in the way of their love.
I have never been so rude as to ignore a favor done for my family. I've wanted nothing more than to return the favor. And in the meantime, this Captain Butler here has let me on a very intriguing story. Butler grinned and winked. I hear you seek the special offers windows for public projects involving the City 23 and the Tokyo metropolis. It is a strange coincidence, but it just so happened that my family owns a portion of that window. If you would be willing to become friends with me, I am prepared to seriously look into the proposition of lending that privilege to you. It should be possible to trade the special offers windows owned by other families for the ones we possess in other cities. If we gather those together, you should be able to control most of the ones for City 23. Rose couldn't help but be astounded at this sudden offer she hadn't even wished for. Something that Caleb had wanted so much and gone to such lengths to obtain. Of course, an offer this wonderful hadn't just popped up out of nowhere. Butler had set it all up. To the high-ranked members of the City 23 occupying forces, the 50 million they cheated out of Caleb was dirty pocket change. They couldn't afford to let it grow into a scandal. Butler, realizing he might easily be used as a scapegoat, had quietly sold this information to McDowell. As a result, Don McDowell had gotten his hands on half of those $50 million. On top of that, he had made a proposal regarding the deal for that special offers window. Butler had explained the data showing that, while the amount of Tokyo restoration money was still on the rise, it would sink rapidly over the next few years. In a decade, there wouldn't be any left at all. In that case, it was best to sell off the special offers window before their value suddenly dropped. On top of that, Madame Rose was interested in obtaining the special offers windows and was in possession of a significant amount of cash. Right now, it should still be possible to sell them off at a high price. On top of that, this would settle the debt from the lieutenant incident, killing two birds with one stone. That was how Butler sold it. There was no way someone of a family Don's stature would come all the way out to this remote country just to thank someone who helped his grandson. In other words, it was one of those backroom deals that were Butler's specialty. What you said in your speech was true. People ought to save their family first, their neighbors second. As sad as it may be, humans have a desire to take their neighbors' wealth and push their troubles onto their neighbors. If we could only be freed from that, putting our neighbors who are our comrades and countrymen first. Not only would humanity be freed from the irrationalities of poverty and inequality, but we should be able to build a magnificent, prosperous human society that respects each other's cultures. I pray that you become the embodiment of that dream in this far eastern country.
Don McDowell.
Madam Rose, I am sure that we will become good friends. Don McDowell rose to his feet and stuck out his hand. Madam Rose also stood up, and the two wordlessly shook hands. I keep waiting for like a chapter end, and it's not happening. After that, the Primavera family took control of the City 23 special offers windows, brought prosperity. By now, those ideals Madame Rose had spoken of were far more than cheap talk. She had obtained the wealth, influence, and force needed to make that a reality. And of course, she was prepared to take any dirtiness upon herself. Afterwards, Rose, along with Richard and the others, built up their organization and foundation as a family. In the criminal underworld, they were the Primavera family. Under the light of day, they formed an organization known as the Primavera Society for the Mutual Aid of Our Countrymen. Then, they stuck to their philosophy by acting as an organization for the protection of their countrymen, clearly setting themselves apart from the Caleb family. As a natural result, the Primavera family received a gracious welcome from the Japanese city folk, as a new power willing to protect the society of their countrymen. Leo, as a special advisor, was able to give plenty of precious advice for running an organization, and became a powerful contributor to the reborn Primavera. In addition, his influence as the legendary man of the Belton Plaza Hotel gunfight gave him plenty of charisma among the underworld men. Not all members of the underworld think based on money or logic. For those people, Leo's legend must have been something that could force them to submit. The way they managed to avoid all inner conflicts and rebellion during this fragile foundation-building period couldn't be explained by Richard's talents alone. Also, the fact that families from other cities were never able to interfere during this fragile time was a sign of the fear his charisma inspired. And so, according to some records, on December 30th, 1947, after seeing the Primavera family safely grow to independence, Leo Shishigami withdrew from the Primavera family. Out of respect for his glowing contributions, he was given a lifelong position as an honorary advisor. Of course, it went without saying that he appreciated the solid gold lighter Rose gave him even more. On that day, the first-class room was prepared for him in a cargo passenger ship heading out of Yokohama Harbor. Yokohama. His destination was a country far off to the south. It was the southern country where Leo had left behind a war that he needed to finish. According to the newspapers, Leo's students had suffered crushing defeats in urban battles, but they still refused to surrender. Apparently, they had retreated into rural areas and were still continuing to resist.
Make sure you don't catch cold.
Ah, come on. I'm just going to my second homeland. Compared to there, Japan is way too chilly. Unlike the easygoing Leo, Rose was lost for words. Even though this might be the last time she saw him, she couldn't bring herself to say anything. I'm going to end my war. This time, I don't plan on returning alive. Please. Our homeland. Our homeland only exists within your ideals.
No matter what happens, I'll rebuild our homeland into the one whose memory you cherish. Maybe not with wooden row houses and tiled roofs, but I will build the sort of city you'd expect in the good old days, where people live by kindly helping each other out. And I'll be waiting for you. So if you die, you'll definitely miss out. Make sure you come back alive, you hear?
Sounds like it'd really be a shame if I died.
And I'll become a much more attractive woman. A woman so splendid that no one will ever say, "Weren't you a lady of the evening once?"
Nah, don't worry about that. That's more my style anyway.
Then I'll always stay like this. I'll always remain the way you like me, Leo-kun. So make sure you come back. If you don't, I might fall in love with someone else.
Really? Well, I'm over there. I'll never love anyone but you, Rose.
Then I'll do the same thing. I'll only love you, Leo-kun.
Sounds nice. People who hear that before going out to war always seem to come back alive. Don't worry. That good luck charm you gave me last night will definitely work.
It sure will. All women have magic in them, after all.
The hands of the clock showed that the time of their parting was near. The two silhouettes joined amidst the coming and going passengers. Nothing except the steam whistle could have driven them apart. Leo's boat was already out of sight. Rose kept on watching it go, but Richard told her she'd freeze if she stayed any longer. She went back.
The fighting's supposed to be pretty fierce over there. It's no use trying to get him to stop. It's his war, after all.
He'll be fine. He's the man of legend, Leo Shishigami. That's right. He's not the sort of man who'd get killed by some puny lead bullet.
You should have seen him off too.
Shut up. The next time I see him, I'll have grown a lot.
That's right. And I'll grow more irresistible. And still I'll grow into an old hag and retire. What did you say, you cheapy lowly brat?
Hey, could you give that a rest? The two of them are coming back.
Everyone, thank you so much for waiting.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us return to City 23.
Now, the future of our countrymen in City 23 has truly been left in our hands. Now is when the true fight begins. I'll take the lead. So please, lend me your strength.
Of course. We'll stick with you wherever you go. Let's make one hell of a city and give Leo a shock.
And we've got to make the club prosper a whole bunch more. And brother's got to make tons and tons more money, right?
Naturally. For the sake of Primavera and the children of the future.
Thank you so much, everyone. There's something Leo-kun told me earlier. We are not allowed to stop moving forward.
They all joined hands and renewed their vigor. They weren't allowed to stop moving forward. After all, Primavera had taken its first step. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. I don't want to end on like a point where it's like, next time we go for like 3 lines and then bam, end of chapter, right? But it just keeps, it's like the end of Lord of the Rings.
More importantly, I'm starving. Let's go get some food. Wow, we just passed the pet shop. I'm sure they'll sell you some food. What did you say? Your house is the one that smells like a wild animal.
I just saw a King Burger sign. Let us go there, if we have no objections. Would that be suitable, Rose?
Out of respect for the culture of our countrymen, we'd better go somewhere with soba and udon. And udon.
Not bad. After all, we've all got noodles flowing through our veins. Laughing, they all got into the car. Leah was gone. Caleb was gone. And a new era was coming to City 23.
Come, let us begin. We are the Primavera family.
There we go. There we go. I am surprised there's a King Burger. I don't know if this is better or worse. I have no idea if this was like a step back or was this like the same score I had? I cannot remember. It looks fancier than Golden Eagle 1947, so let's assume that it's better, right? I think that was our assumption last time. Thank you, thank you. What an episode. Alright. The interesting thing here is this feels like... Oh my god, I'm gonna have to like start clearing these out. Alright. This feels like the end of an episode. But I don't think it is, because there were characters introduced in like the preview last arc, right? That we haven't seen at all yet. And Alfred's alive somehow. Miguel might be alive because they didn't specifically say he died. And, well, it kind of was implied he died, so, but I don't know, he could come back. I won't lie, it would be really fun if he does end up surviving and then joining Primavera. I would really enjoy that, because I think he's a fun character. Caleb could technically still be alive, but I kind of got the vibe that he died. But then I also got the vibe that Alfred died. Who knows, right? We'll find out, but not today, because I am in pain. Mild pain. It's fine. But I don't want to talk no more today. I'm done. Alfred he fell out of a window and was hit by a car. I hope I'll be fine. Like, give it like half an hour of shutting the fuck up and I'll be fine. Like, usually when I overdo it like today, it goes away pretty quick. I'll be okay. I just need to stop talking. You know? I've got like little thingies that, you know, you use for when you have a cold or a sore throat. I just snack on those. It really helps. It really does help. And lots of water. Yeah, they are my secret weapon. That's how I managed to do all this. I should get a sponsorship. I doubt they sponsor streamers. Not that I need any sponsoring. I'm fine. And I don't, like, mention the brand at all ever, I guess. But I could. If they pay me. I'm kidding, it's fine. Alright. I'm tired, so I'm gonna go before the jokes get worse. But yeah, they should pay me. Really. They kinda shouldn't until I start name dropping them every episode. I don't know. Okay. We will be back next week with more Rose Guns Days. Today was one hell of an episode. I will try to throw it up on the YouTube as soon as possible. Probably after the weekend. And then we can find out where this all goes next time. Excited. Oh yeah, wow. That was a lot today. I hope you had a good time. I did. It was fun. And yeah, remember to keep an eye on my YouTube channel. Links on the About page. Because I post videos there, as you would with a YouTube page. And it's not just Rose Guns Days no more. It has been for a while, but, you know. Listen, if Raid Shadow Legends ever is like, hey, hey, we want to sponsor you? I'm just gonna be like, no. I'm sorry, I don't care about your weird little game. And literally, all of their sponsorships are centered around the idea that the person doing the ad, right? They all have to, I'm pretty sure this is in their ad read, they have to imply that they play the game. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to play your game, so then I would have to lie about it. I'm not gonna do that. I can't lie. I don't lie. So sorry, Raid Shadow Legends. It's not happening. I'll be like the last YouTuber standing who hasn't done a sponsorship with Raid Shadow Legends. The last one. The last bastion of honesty and truth. This is gonna be me. They're gonna get everyone except for me. The last line of defense, yeah. I mean, I don't blame any of them. Get that money, you know? Hell yeah. I don't need it. I'm fine. I mean, we could all use more money all the time, sure, but I'm not willing to lie for it. Oh no, that's the wrong brand. I have a Anteflu, which is like a Dutch brand. So hey, if you're listening, Anteflu, let's go. Yeah, there are limits to what you should be willing to do for money. But also, I mean, if you need some money and Raid Shadow Legends is like, hey, tell people about our game, go for it, you know? There are worse things. For me, it's specifically the lying that's the issue. Because I don't like lying. Yeah, exactly. It's not morally wrong to promote Raid Shadow Legends. It's morally wrong to imply that you play it. If you don't. And even then, that's like a moral wrong on the level of like... I don't have an equivalent in my brain right now. To me, that feels like a sin, you know, lying. To other people, I think mostly it's fine. It's not a huge deal. In this case, like, nobody's really harmed by it. For me personally, any lie feels like the worst thing I've ever done, so that's different. That's just autism. That's unrelated to any kind of actual moral stuff. Microwaving fish in the microwave? What happens if you microwave a fish? Oh, like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I see. Yeah, that would be bad. I almost made a joke, like, where else would you microwave a fish, but I wasn't gonna stoop that low. And then I did it anyway. I'm also gonna put a stop to this song now. Microwave fish in the room. Yeah, that's fair. Well. Hey, who knows, but maybe by next week I'll get like a fancy new sponsor from the throat lozenge company. I did run out today, so I will need to buy more before next week, or I'm gonna have a bad time. Do you think tea companies do sponsorships? Because that would be a winner too. There was no hallway screamer, you're right. That's because he saved all his energy for Tuesday night, when I had to wake up early in the morning, like after midnight, just yelling for about an hour. So, I guess he's all tuckered out from all the yelling. Finally, ran out of yelling energy. So, yeah. It's, yeah. It is worse. I was not happy. Oh boy. I have noise canceling headphones. I don't like to not be able to hear my surroundings fully. So they're not fully noise canceling, but they drown it out a decent amount, and I can still hear the dude when he's in the hallway, so yeah. Plus I can't wear them while I'm like sleeping. Sponsorship from Sony. Yeah, it does help a lot. Just have, you know, play something to distract from the constant screaming in the background. Yeah, for some reason I just need like the noise of my surroundings for some reason, at least partially. It's weird. Oh, you can just like toggle that on and off? Oh. Yeah, like, it feeling muffled is bad. Yeah, you get me. Yeah. WHM. Okay. I used to have like the something 33,000. And I think they were Sony as well. And they broke? No, that was Philips actually. They broke. And then I just instantly bought the exact same type again. Because they were that good. And then they broke again like 4 years later. And by then they were discontinued. So now I don't know what I have. It's some off-brand that was cheap because I was unemployed at the time. They are falling apart a little bit, so it might be time to get, you know, an upgrade. They're only like 3 years old, so it's not the most solid craftsmanship, shall we say? Alright. Tried to copy that and it did not let me, but... Why does it matter to Amazon if I'm a robot or not, if I'm just looking at their website? And then I did the capture wrong. Anyway, I'll look at that later. I might need to start shopping for these, so... yeah, I think I just turned that on, because... there's specific links that are blocked because those were part of like a bot plague a while ago. But I've never really had issues with people throwing links around, and it's whatever, you know. It's all good. Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm actually gonna go now instead of continuing to chatter. Yeah, the best thing about a really small audience is that it's there are less weird goons in there. You may get the occasional one, but not a lot. So it's very easy management for me in that sense. There are still weirdos occasionally. Honestly, the one last time was like, it had been months at that point. Just months of not a single weirdo, so hey, it's pretty good. But yeah, I've got all the, you know, mod powers, it's fine. Yes, okay. That's gonna be it for me for today, for real this time. And I hope you enjoyed it. To see you again next time. Remember to check out the YouTube, I guess, if you want. I don't know why yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. I'm not gonna be that weirdo who says like and subscribe because yeah, ugh. You know? Everybody says that and it doesn't make people click things, and that's okay. You've seen all my shorts? Oh, thank you. I hope you like them. Even the elevator one? Sorry, that one got almost no views. It was so funny. Even the... Wow. A true fan. Thank you, I really appreciate that. Alright, well. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good week, day, forever, afterlife. You should give Myst a try if you like puzzle games. It's very good. If you don't like puzzle games, it's probably gonna be rough. Yeah, just gotta keep upping the stakes. I hope Caleb has a good afterlife. Not necessarily because he deserves it, but because he needed to chill the fuck out. And I feel like a good afterlife might do that for him, you know? So fingers crossed for that one. Yeah. He needs a nap. The man needs a nap. Don't we all? On that note, thank you so much for watching. My apologies for the extended rambling. I feel like it's worse than normal, but that might just be because I'm tired, or the rambling is worse because I'm tired. It's that one. I'll see you again next time, and then I will see you again. This is the worst outro ever. I am not sorry. Thank you again for watching. Sleep well. Bye bye.